Hey, so real quickly before we start the show, I had some technical difficulties on my side with my internet cutting in and out. So I'm going to try to obviously get all of that out of there. So sorry if I miss anything. Um, it was a pain, but we got through the episode. It's a barn burner, and it's a great time. So now Landon and I are post editing right now. Thank you so much and enjoy the show.
Legends with something to say. The Bench Racing Podcast is the ultimate ride where the rubber meets the road and the spots fly wide. From wrecks and wins to what's going online, we cover it all every moment in time. Fights in the pits or a hero's last stand. If it happened at the track, you'll hear it firsthand. Tune in and buckle up tight, cause the Bench Racing Podcast is your fun night.
Thank you for tuning into the Bench Racing Podcast presented by Michael Olson and myself, Derek Crane, possibly Beth. We don't know yet if she decides to show up. But this is where the talk is fast, the drama is real, and it's all about the local racing. Proudly sponsored by North Central Emergency Services, Dirt X Industries, and Sprecker's Brewery. So start your engine, boys and girls. It is showtime. Also, August 25th, less than a week, 6 days away, 5 days away when this goes out. Hold My Beer in downtown Kenosha, live audience show. Doors open at 6:30. Our podcast recording starts at 7, goes to about 8, but with free axe throwing from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. We just ask that you bring a lawn chair and you come hungry, you come thirsty. Again, this is a free event. There's no cover. All you got to do is just show up and have a good time. And if you want to spend money, buy beer and buy food and support a great company. Again, that's August 25th. Doors open at 6:30. We are so excited for that one. And the topics I'll say at the end of the show because it's going to be a pretty good one. But like I said, it's just Michael and I right now. And what we're going to be talking about is class of the fair and everything that happened in each class. And then the main topic, which is probably one of the most sought out. I've been getting a lot of questions about it. Is the Austin Orth versus Craig Kreuser situation. So that's going to be pretty good. And then, of course, going through our driver of the night's results and our bets and making new bets for August 23rd. And if Beth decides to show up, we'll play back and forth. But if not, I guess tough luck, man. But yeah. So, Michael, let's start the show off with how was your weekend?
It was long. A lot of fair activities, which unfortunately at certain times includes a little bit of drinking. But it was fun. As a whole, we raced on Wednesday. We were able to pick up another win. And then Sunday, which a lot of people don't know this, but we're also kind of involved in the demo derby stuff. One of our crew guys, Garrett, most of you guys probably know him from the track. He's been demoing for quite a few years now, and he was able to finish first in one class and second in the other. So we had a really good fair week, and yeah, can't really complain.
Yeah, we went to the demo on Sunday, and I saw 728, and I'm like, I've seen that number before. Where have I seen that number before? And I was like, oh, yeah, when we play World of Outlaws on Xbox online. And I'm like, that's Garrett. It's got to be Garrett. Who else would be 728? Out of all the numbers in Demo Derby, which is probably 0 to like an infinity, basically, it's got to be Garrett. I wasn't sure if it was Garrett. Kind of thought it was Garrett. He got out, did his victory thanks speech. I was like, yeah, it's Garrett. Woo. So I'm glad to see that he picked up the win in the mini truck, I think it was, right?
Yeah, the gut and go class, and then in the weld class, he finished second.
Oh, yeah. Yep. We did the fair after the mini trucks, I think. Is when Ashley and I and Landon went down for the fair food. We had lumpia. It was amazing. And that was a great time. Shout out to the fair. It's the first time that I've been to the fair, not on a race day. And it was a very good experience. Like the lot was packed, like absolutely packed on Sunday. And we stood in line, a very long line, for 8 minutes.
Wow.
They were moving people in. So, and the exit, again, a lot of people leaving at the same time. they had their stuff together. So shout out to the Kenosha County Fair and Wilmot Raceway for that. So like I said, I have technical difficulties. Hopefully everything's working again. It looks like on my side it is with sound and mic. But yeah, all right. So let's get into the first topic, which was class of the fair. I didn't think about including the demos. If we want to do the demos, we can. But primarily, I was thinking about Wednesday of the fair. Michael, what was your class of the fair?
I'm giving mine to the Street Stocks. They put on a really good race. They had multiple guys come from the back, drive up into the top 5. The guy who won it started 10th. I think there was only one caution in it, if I'm not mistaken. I might be wrong, but I think there was only one caution, maybe 2. Just really good racing, and I think the fans got a really good product out of it.
Oh yeah, like honestly, I'm gonna call the weak link the modifieds. They went flag to flag. The guy that won it came back from row 5, I think. I think he went +9, if I'm not mistaken. Like it was a very solid night. And Spencer Dirks started 10th, finished first in the modifieds. And they went flag to flag. I would almost argue like that could have been Wilmot's best night of all 4, like all the divisions racing. They were all really good. So since it's just me and you, we got to fill the show out a little bit more. Let's rank the 4 divisions on Wednesday on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the best and 1 being the worst. And you can use 0.5s grades. So I'll go first. You said it. Street Stocks. I'll put that at an 8.5 out of 10. I feel, or no, I'm gonna go 9. I did that and I was like, no, 9. There's actually so much happening. It was kind of hard to gather it all. But if you want the just quick overall of it, Murders goes +10. Baker goes +15. Potter wins +9. Always good to see Cody Potter at the track. Courtney Atkinson was there too. There's some people that haven't been there in a while. So a lot of some out of towners. Also in the Street Stocks earlier in the night, Tim Kalenko picks up the heat win after first and second tangle. And second place volunteers to go to the back, which I think is a pretty cool rule in IMCA. So basically, if you spin someone out and the guy spins out, you put your hand on your roof and you take the fall and go to the tail and the guy gets the spot back. I think that's pretty cool. So yeah, what would you rank the Street Stocks?
I'm gonna one up you here. I'm gonna give him a 9.5. I think the only thing that would have made it a 10 was take away the one caution. And obviously like you're gonna have that, but I'm going 9.5. Like I said, just the guys come from the back, the clean, hard racing, like no cars pulled off the track, absolutely destroyed this week. You said it, Brandon +10, Potter +9, Baker +15. Like that's, and then on top of that, you had the 2 guys that were tied in points coming into the night managed to find each other and race each other clean and only finish one position apart. One of them came from the back, one of them started mid-pack. They found each other and they ended up running each other very cleanly, and now it's only a 1-point race on the Street Stock still.
Oh yeah. Like when we get to the bets too, like we can go through that, but because that's what we did Street Stocks, and all 3 of our bets finished 3rd, 4th, 5th. Let's go to the Bandits next, which because this one I feel is going to be pretty quick because of our next topic. Bandits 10. You had everything. And more to follow about that.
Yeah, I have them at a 9.5.
9.5. Okay. All right. Winged 604s. What do you got them for?
I'm at an 8 there.
An 8?
Obviously I'm happy that we won, but we started on the pole. Which, shout out, we didn't have to start in the 4th row for once. But it was a good race, and like you had a rookie start up front too that showed he has the speed and the ability to run there. You had guys come through the field. You know, BK passed a bunch of cars again. I think we only had one caution in that race too. So a little bit lower because you didn't have that guy come from, 10th to win or 8th to win or whatever. He won from the pole, but I'm still going to give it an 8.
Yeah, I went with an 8 only for the fact that I think if you did not know drivers and how their seasons are going and just them as people, I think you could grade it lower. But like CJ, always getting screwed, starts on the pole. Blake Kreuser, that's got to be his best night, complete night, especially 20 laps in the feature. Blake Kreuser's win's coming around the corner. I didn't want to take the win away from CJ, but I do think if Blake, there's no way around it because they would have started on the front row, or they started on the same row. So if CJ went back, so was Blake. Right. But in an alternate universe, they qualified a little further apart. Blake starts on the front row, drives like that. CJ has to start in row 5 with only one yellow. I think that would have been Blake's night to win. And again, I didn't want to take anything away from CJ. But then again, like I was watching, they ran the exact same line. Like Blake was stink on crap with CJ.
Yeah.
Wherever CJ went, Blake was following him and he was towing him. So, and then, Nathan from the tail to 5th, he was the only yellow. Or no, there was actually one more yellow. I forgot who it was. So
Nick Petska. Yep,
Petska. Yep. So Nate coming from the tail to finish 5th, talked to Nathan. He's like, yeah, if I didn't spin out. And I'm like, well, if you didn't pull out of gear because you got tangled up. I was like, I think you would have not drove it as hard because you weren't seeing that red. You go to the tail, you're seeing red. Yep. And then a question for you, was that CJ's best 2025 feature, do you think? Most complete? No,
I'm the second win this year. That was our third. The second one, so it would have been
the second, August 2nd.
August 2nd, yeah. That was the night we started 7th, and we won from 7th.
Yeah, I guess, yeah. In that context, yeah.
with the motor laying down, we hurt the motor that night. It came out and got rebuilt. So I mean, with an underpowered motor, we still came from 7th and we won. So I'm gonna say that's probably been the best one of this year so far.
Okay. Yeah, I think we're gonna have at the end of the season when there's really nothing really more to talk about. I think we're gonna have to pick some drivers and like make our case for who had the best one night or season or something like that. I think that'd be a fun topic to do. Last but not least, the modifieds. It was just, hey, someone's here. Finally.
Holy who is that?
It's been really long.
I kind of figured something was up. All right, third time's the charm. All right, so for modifieds, I have a 7 out of 10. I think if they had more cars, I think there's more of the midfield racing, I think that would have pushed it up. But still, flag to flag, out of towner wins. I told my crew, if you're a modified driver and you're from a state that starts with I, you are one bad mofo. But yeah, what do you have for the modifieds?
I actually went a 9 here. Simply for the fact I'm hard on the modifieds. I'm not afraid to admit it. I've sat in the stands enough times to just get absolutely freaking livid watching their features. They went flag to flag. There was passing, a lot of passing. I'm gonna give them a 9.
Okay, yeah, and I feel a little harsh doing a 7. Maybe, yeah, I'll bump it up to an 8. I'll put it. Well, yeah, I'll go an 8. I'm looking at the other ones that I ranked, and I'm like, could I? Yeah, that kind of fits in there. All right, so let us know what class. Oh yeah, I guess my class of the fair would have been the Bandits, because the Bandits. We're going to be talking about that here on the other side of the break, which is a great segue. So here we go. After that, we'll be talking about Orth v. Kreuser. Hey guys, just wanted to tell you about one of our partners, Hold My Beer, located in downtown Kenosha. With over 40 beers on tap, you're bound to find a new favorite. With the projecting screens, you can play multiple different axe throwing games, which is great. Our favorite is this bullseye one, obviously, with amazing food and just a great place to hang out. We really recommend stopping at Hold My Beer. Not just axe throwing, but they also have different kind of games that you can play while chilling like villains. We packed the house here for our special event back in August with the live audience podcast, and it's an amazing event. Great place to host. If you are in the market to host something really cool for your employees or bachelor parties or whatnot. So check out holdmybeerkenosha.com and give them a follow on Hold My Beer Kenosha on Facebook. All right, Derek from the future here, post-editing. I didn't catch it in time. I do by the end of this segment, which is the Austin Orth versus Craig Kreuser. I am going to say Jessica McKelps finishes second. That is wrong. It is Carrie Wilms that finishes second. So don't be sending me hate. I do catch it towards the end, but I just want to put the disclaimer now that it is Carrie Wilms who finishes second. All right, welcome back to the Bench Racing Podcast. Let's get into the meat of this episode, the one, the only Orth versus Kreuser situation. So basically what happened was there was some contact. I wouldn't say some. Good. It was basically your dad with a steel toe boot up your butt, if you get that's what kind of contact that was. And there was a call that was made. So now we're going to talk about that. But first, I want to say hats off to the officials for making the call fast. The cars weren't even off the track and they made the call. They stuck by it. And also, no matter what the call or no call was, there's always going to be backlash. So even if they didn't make a call, we'd still be talking about it. But now, that being said, let's talk some shit about this call.
Well, before we get into the shit talking, I just want to say it wasn't just dad sticking the boot up your it was dad sticking the boot up your and pulling you down and making you sit on it.
Oh.
Okay. All right. So, so like I said, I was going to ask some questions to kind of get this going. Was there an issue with the first time that it happened? Before the yellow, which I think was around with 8 to go, somewhere in there, when McKellips was leading. Was there an issue with that one?
I'm glad that you brought this up because I feel as if that one went unnoticed because the caution came out right after and everybody was so caught up on the second one.
Mm-hmm.
That one, no. Contact was made. It got Kreuser, loose, sideways, shoved him up on the berm, whatever. I obviously performing or executing the perfect bump and run quote in a front wheel drive car is going to be different than in a rear wheel drive car. You do in a rear wheel drive car, you get them loose, they slide up. You get a front wheel drive car loose, they go down.
Mm-hmm.
So without going too far ahead, no, I didn't have a problem with that one.
Okay. All right. My opinion is that if one or the other happened and the other one didn't happen, I would have been fine with it. I would have been like, whatever. Right. But where I start to lean towards it is when it happened twice. I guess my only issue with any of them was it seemed like he didn't lift per se.
Yes.
I get getting to the guy, getting him loose, and then releasing a little bit. But I've only, and the other hard part is I've driven that 11 car and that's fun. So I want another shot in a Bandit too. But I've never raced a Bandit, so I don't know if when you lift, if that hurts you, like in a sprint car, once you're sideways, as soon as you lift, the thing's going to plow. What are your thoughts? We'll go to Beth because you don't even need to see it. to know if it's good or bad if the person doesn't lift when they get to you?
I don't think that's a smart thing to do. I
Okay.
wouldn't do it, but
Okay. Michael.
The way I see it is, yeah, I'm sure lifting is going to hurt your momentum. I mean, obviously they're the slowest car at the track, so you would think that the key to them being fast is keeping their momentum up. But he got to him so hard that, I mean, Craig was sideways.
Yeah, second one for sure. He was sideways.
Austin could have cracked the throttle, got back in it, and drove around him, and he would have still had more momentum than Craig would have.
Mm.
But instead, he got to him, and he stayed matted. And I thank God that they were, half a lane off the bottom, because if he would have did that lower on the track and Craig's right front would have hit the berm, Craig would have flipped.
Yeah, not to mention, I didn't even talk about it in the previous segment topic, that there was a flip because in the Bandits because he hit the berm.
Right.
Who was that? I know it's a 15 car, 15J James Walton.
Yeah, Walton.
He flipped.
Didn't it catch on fire too?
I don't think it caught on fire. I think he left it running when it was upside down, and all the oil.
Yeah,
and went out the exhaust.
Yeah, that and probably radiators and stuff like that. Something's got to be busted under there. Like I want contact in racing, like especially with fender cars. That's what makes fender cars so cool. But what's allowed and what's not, like if you, which we're going to get into this right after this question, but like if you don't penalize the driver, you're saying it's okay.
Right, then you just have a shit show the rest of the season because, driver A, B, C, and D saw what he did and they were okay with it. So then driver A, B, C, and D is just going to go out next week and be like, well, if Orth got away with it, I can do it. Mm-hmm. Then you just have a freaking disaster.
Yeah. And I mean, talk about the worst timing of this too, as in the mods and the street stocks have their act together right now.
Right.
Like they are, I mean, I'm almost to the point where I could say like for sure the street stocks modifieds are getting there where it's like people are going to start showing up expecting a show from them.
Right.
Like the wingless and the Bandits put on a really good show all the time too. And lightning sprints too. We can't forget about our little siblings. All right, now let's get into Wilmot's part of it. Was the call that they made right, which was well, I'll give a little context. So that was with 6 to go. The yellow came out. So was that like 2-3 to go is when the second hit from Austin to Kreuser happened. Kreuser only lost one spot, the lead. Austin won. Going down the back chute, Kreuser, I'll just call it a bumper lift. Like he didn't drive into the back of him, smash him up, but he got under his bumper and kind of goosed the throttle a little bit, get him up. And then they docked Austin 2 positions, which I wish Wilmot was a little bit more proactive with announcing that. Because everyone around me was like, what's going on? I'm like, I think it was for rough driving. It's got to be for rough driving. Like that's the only thing I can think of. So it'd be nice if they said that over the PA system as soon as they got it. And Kreuser won. So, and Jessica McKellips finished second. Yeah, Jessica McKellips finished second. So was that call that they made right or wrong?
I agree with the penalty. I don't necessarily agree with the 2-spot deduction because, I mean, they were straight away ahead of everybody. I think you could have just said, all right, Austin gets second, Craig gets the win, and I think it would have made more sense. The one after the checkers, I don't know. It's hard. Like, you want to say, yeah, it's wrong, but at the same time, it's like it was after the checkers. Like, it didn't affect Austin's race. All it affected was the cosmetic appearance of his rear bumper.
Ooh, disagreement time. All right, I like this.
Is it right? No. Can you give somebody a racing penalty because of it? I don't think so.
Beth, how from the outside would you feel if a driver got a penalty for something they did after the checker? And I'm not talking about like a DQ like Wilkie and Fall's crew going at it, because obviously they're both disqualified. I'm just talking about like a docked in positions.
See, that's like an interesting topic because obviously it's after the checkered. I think if it doesn't affect your race, then I think it shouldn't be put into play. I don't know.
Okay.
I think we need to mark the calendar because Beth and I don't agree very often. So let's mark the calendar.
8/19/2025.
August 19th. Oh, what a good date for this episode to be digesting this. Well, the Cruisers are number 8 and number 19. It's 8/19.
Oh my goodness, it's the Kreuser episode. Oh man, at 7:55, boom, PM. Here, now we just dated this episode. So here's the thing. I think so this is where I'm like teetering because I'm kind of on the fence. Like it's right or wrong. I would have to, like I said, if it only happened one time, I would have been like, that's wrong. But because it happened twice, literally in the same corner, at the same spot almost, which would imply that Kreuser's running the same line, I'm gonna have to say that it was the right decision. And to be docked 2 positions, I do agree with that, because otherwise what you're going to end up happening is guy's just going to stuff the guy, move him out of the way, and if he gets docked 1 position, he was where he was.
Mm-hmm.
You know, at least with the 2, it's like, wait, actually, I'm going to be docked 1 more position,
True.
Which is pay points with that. Now, again, the no lift or the no call for the bumper lift, to me, I'm going to say that, like, by Kreuser driving on the back of Austin is me seeing, okay, Kreuser's going to take care of it. So as an official, I'd be like, well, Kreuser's taking care of it then. Boom, that's it. We don't need to get involved. So that's where I'm kind of like, again, I won't say names, but the officials were coming down when we were loading up to, you know, landing in the stroller and all that to go out. And we were just like, so no call for Kreuser. And they said it happened after the checker. So to me, I was like, so you know that there's been some beef between me and Hafford at times. So now you're saying after the checker, if he just doesn't rate, I can just go stuff him into turn 3 real quick or drive into his tail tank, but it's after the checker. Now, of course, those are different officials that do the IRA and Wilmot, but that's where now I'm kind of like, do they give the spot back?
To a certain extent. I don't know. I think it's different when it comes to fender cars because at the end of the day, sprint open wheel cars, they're more dangerous. You can get hurt more easily. So I guess that's
So I'll disagree with you a little bit on that, because I would say outside the sprint cars, bandits are the next dangerous class. I feel that the bandits are safe, or the street stocks and modifieds are safer than the bandits.
I would agree. And I can understand what Beth is saying, but at the same time, in the sport of racing, sportsmanship is sportsmanship across the board.
Yeah.
If you're going to penalize one class for an action after checkers, you have to do it across the board. And I, correct me if I'm wrong, but that I can recall, I mean, unless it was a fight in the pits or, you know, something like really extravagant, I can't remember any recently, at least, that somebody's been penalized for a car-on-car crime after the checker.
Yeah.
And we see it every week. You know, every week we watch a wingless guy go up and, you know, chop off another guy's front end, or we see two street stock guys go down the back stretch and banging their doors because they're pissed off at each other. If I'm okay with the calls both ways as long as it's consistent.
Yeah.
If, you know, I'm just going to use random names here. If this coming Saturday, Seth Johnson is trying to pass Tim Cox for the win, and he just buries it through there, runs into his bumper, and just drives through him, I expect the same call that was called on Austin to be called on Seth. And if obviously Tim would never do this, but if Tim, you know, got fired back up and came around and, you know, fed Seth a right rear, because obviously, or I mean, you could drive up underneath the tail tank of a sprint car, but, you know, if they can't, he fed him a right rear, and I would expect them not to call it because they didn't call it in that situation. I don't care what the class is.
Yeah.
It just has to be consistent across the board.
Yeah. And I mean, and this call that they did, or the no call, I should say, with Kreuser, is consistent to what they've been doing with the street stocks, you know, banging down the back chute and, you know, sprint cars bumping each other after the checker, just to let them know, like, hey, I'm not happy with you or whatever, and stuff like that. So we're not saying that that's not that's being inconsistent. I guess the last thing I'll ask, unless you have some more input. So what would you have done the same that Wilmot did? Leave Austin first, or dock both of them and have Jessica McKellips win?
We're gonna get hate mail for this.
Yeah. Hey, save on postage. Come to the live show and tell us it in person.
You can't dock them both and give somebody who doesn't deserve the win.
Okay.
Like, no offense to Jessica McKellips, but she was a straightaway behind. You can't dock them both and be like, here you go. Like, you got your doors blown off, but you get the win. Like, because then as a driver, you don't want to pull in victory lane and be like, well, what am I doing here? And then as a fan, like, two guys, did it get rough? Sure. But I guarantee the fans were the ones that watch the Bandits. I guarantee that they were
Beth.
entertained.
Oh, yeah.
Like, there was two guys in the three. I'll say three because, you know, Dave McKellips, I mean, he was leading and he had a flat tire. There was three guys who deserved to win that race. One of them did. The other one didn't because he had a mechanical failure, and the other one didn't because, in my opinion, he made a bonehead move. And I've never talked to Austin in person. I probably, if you lined up all the band drivers, only way I'd probably be able to tell him is because I know he has long blonde hair.
Sunshine.
Yeah, like it's nothing against him, but, you know, at the end of the day, you have to man up and be like, I f***ed up. I made a bad move and I got penalized for it.
Yep. Beth, right call. Give Austin the win back. Jessica McKellips wins.
I'm going to disagree with both of those. I think, okay, hear me out. You know how, like, those little tracks in, like, Kentucky, and they're like, they have the two people race out for the win if they, like, do a bad call for each other? That's what should have happened. I would have paid to see that.
Yeah.
Ooh, that would have been fun. Imagine this. So they go yellow checker and they say, okay, everybody third on back, get off the track. And they said, Kreuser Orth, best 2 out of 3, 1 lap shootouts, winner gets lane choice.
Ooh. That I like that idea. I just feel that
It would take too much coordinating for the officials.
can you hear me?
Yep, start at ooh.
Ooh. And this thing that sucks, I'm gonna have to listen to this whole thing while editing to cut these little bits out. So okay, I like that idea. The only thing is I feel that there are some drivers that would take advantage of that and prolong the feature.
Yeah.
Chance at winning. I do like it. Joseph McKellop's so happy for her finishing. Well, for sure, she had third. 100% she had third, which is back-to-back weeks that she's finished in the top 5, so it's great. But again, I don't think you could dock enough for her to win. Wilmot made the right call without calling it as fast as they did. Because like Austin wasn't even into turn 3 yet. Like that's how fast they made the call on the cooldown lap. Because Kreuser pulled into the pits. Now, if I was screaming for Austin and I was sitting across the aisle from some Kreuser fans, they were glaring at us. I didn't care. I was 5-6 deep. I did not care.
When Craig was pulling a victory lane, Austin was in the middle of the backstretch staring at a ton of middle fingers. I know it because I saw it.
And literally when Kreuser pulled in, I'm like, this is going to get good because they're both going to be there and there's going to be a rumble on the front chute. And no, Austin drove by. So I'm like, they docked him. They should have let them fight. That would have been great. Or at least some shoving. But yeah, like for as fast as they made the call, I think Wilmot made the right call. But in hindsight, I think if we had like 10 minutes to think about it, I would probably just give the win back to Austin because of the mentality of Kreuser bumping him, driving into him down the back chute, which in my mind is like the driver's taking care of it and not allowing the officials to take care of it. Now, of course, I'm sure they were saying it over the radio as he was doing it. It wasn't they're like 11 dock 2 position. He's like, I'm still going to drive in the back of him. You know, I'm sure that's how that went down without having a receiver in. But yeah, I was screaming for everybody all night. My voice was raspy. Screaming for Blake Kreuser in the Wing 604 feature, screaming for Mark Baker plus 15 in the street stocks, and Murder's coming back plus 10, and Potter winning from plus 9. And the modifieds going flag to flag, having an out-of-towner win. Seager Sr. gave him everything that he could. Like, I was waiting for him to flip again because he was giving her the beans. Yeah, I was just screaming for everybody. So hopefully those Kreuser fans didn't take it personally, because again, race car drivers are entertainers, and if you have people screaming, even if it's not for the driver you want, that's what they're there for. Right. The racing is. So again, I feel that it was probably the best night that Wilmot could have for all divisions racing. All right, comment below what you think the call was, if you were at the fair, what your thought of the call was, or the no call, however you want to look at it, and also kind of what your favorite class was to watch. And then after this ad break, we will be talking about driver of the night, reviewing our bets, and kind of what's coming up at Wilmot Raceway. I'm really excited to be running Dirt X Industry Parts this year. And just a reminder that you can be a part of something awesome by subscribing to DirtXIND.com. Not only will we be running their top quality products, but you can directly support our team by subscribing at www.dirtxind.us. Subscriptions are just $5 or $10 a month, and come with awesome perks like discounts on parts and merch, entries to win thousands of dollars in prizes every month. When subscribing, be sure to enter DCR in the coupon box or notes. This helps us gain even more support from DirtX Industries throughout the year. Every subscription helps Crane Racing stay on the road and at the track each week. There is no limit. Anyone can subscribe and make a difference. Thanks for your continued support. See you at the track. Now back to the episode. All right, welcome back to the Bench Racing Podcast. We're talking driver of the night. Now, Michael, pre-show, you said that you had a driver that you don't think Beth and I would pick. So, who is it?
Okay, so I actually have two. I had to do a 50-50 tie on it. One of them, I do think that one of you two will probably say. The other one I don't, because I think it was kind of overshadowed. So I'll go with the one that I think one of you guys might say first, and that's Blake Kreuser. He put together his best night in a sprint car, and not to toot our own horn, but CJ is fast. Like he's proven it, and Blake was able to run right there with him.
Keep him honest.
Yeah, and you were able to watch Blake, honestly, through 20 laps, evolve into a better sprint car driver in that race alone. He learned, and it's not as crucial as the World of Outlaws at Knoxville, but he learned what dirty air was, and you could see he would, as the race went on, he would start to cheat his entry to stay out of that air, and then he would slide through it. I mean, that's stuff like that's crucial to a young guy, and to be able to run 20 laps, just stuck behind the points leader, the guy who's won the most features this year. That's big learning time right there. So I mean, shout out to him on that.
And the other thing too, real quick, is it wasn't green 3 laps, yellow, green 2 laps, yellow. It was literally not 8, 9, 10, 12 laps of getting comfortable and, kind of relaxing. Because, the first 3 laps, you're always up on the wheel because you're waiting for someone to throw a slider. You're waiting for someone to mess up or, on a restart when, you're uptight. But, after 2, 3 laps, you really can kind of start to relax and actually start to watch. So, yeah, Blake, amazing. All right, so who's your second one?
Brandon Murtis. He passed a lot of cars in the feature. I think it's overshadowed because of what Mark Baker did. But what is crucial about my nomination for him for driver of the night is he didn't finish the heat race. His hood popped up and they didn't let him back out on the track. He had to start in the back. Had he finished that race, he would have started mid-pack. He probably would have ran second or third. Maybe had a chance at winning.
That would have been a good feature with Potter.
Exactly. But he did what he had to do to keep the points at as little as it could be. They came in tied. They weren't leaving tied. It was he was leaving with the lead or Garrick was leaving with the lead. And he managed to cut it to make it only 1, even with Garrick starting 7th and him starting 15th.
Yeah.
So just all around the drive-through, he didn't put a scratch in the car doing it, and to get within 1 spot of Josh Garrick, I think that warrants driver of the night on my end for him.
Nice. Yeah, like I said, this is gonna be tough. There's a lot of nominees for driver of the night. Beth, who is your driver of the night?
My driver of the night, I put Nathan because I think that. I don't know. I think what he did was impressive. I don't know.
Yeah. Just, pop it out of gear, drive it back to top 5. No big deal. Yeah, that's a good shot. Yeah, very good shot. Crap, now it's my turn. I knew it was coming. So, again, like you said, you called it. Blake Kreuser is a huge nomination. And as I'm doing this, I'm kind of talking myself through it too. Cody Potter, Mark Baker, Joel Siegert Sr., Joe Huenfeld. I don't know what happened to him in the future, but I was expecting him to put the hurting on. Craig Kreuser, Austin Orth. Or I'm sorry. I just looked at the results. It's Carrie Wilms finished second, not Jessica McKellips. Carrie Wilms finished second in the Bandits. So I know I'm going to get some messages while the podcast is playing tomorrow. But
save on the postage.
Yep, save on the postage. Carrie Wilms. David McKellips up until this tire went flat. But I am going to have to go with Blake Kreuser because of what we kind of talked about with Michael's why he picked him for the reason. Now, of course, Mark Baker coming plus 15 is amazing. Got to win it, Mark. Got to win it for me to do that. But again, yeah, Mark Baker is definitely keeping Gehrig and Murtis extremely honest.
Yeah, what's he got, like 5 or 6 now? Right?
Yeah, he came in 6 behind. And Mark Baker finished 3rd, Gehrig 4th, Murtis 5th.
So he's got to be only 5 behind, right?
Yeah.
Because it's 1 point per position in that class.
Ooh, yeah. Plus, is there heat race points?
Nope.
Oh, okay. Gehrig first, Murtis second, -1, and Baker -7. Lost a spot.
So he must have been -8 coming in, then not -6.
Yeah, Wilmot's website changed. You go to www.wilmotraceway.com.
It goes on my race pass now, right?
Literally, like 2 days ago, like during the fair. I was like, what's going? And now everything is like the numbers of events aren't making sense now, and now I'm second guessing myself. And
It's
all
still
that.
there.
Well, no, it's still there, but the numbers were like the street stocks. I have 7 events, and it says that there's 6, which I thought they were at 7 already. So yeah.
Still
Anyway,
website.
You still see Wilmot Raceway's website? Does it go to my race pass?
No. On it right now.
No, she definitely has Wilmot Raceway's website.
What? Okay.
Whatever you do, don't update your phone. You don't want to lose that.
Yeah.
Okay.
My race pass. Love my race pass. Don't get me wrong, but like, it's not what you're used to for a website. All right, perfect segue into what's actually going on at Wilmot Raceway this weekend. It's the MSA 360s and Badger Midgets Saturday at Wilmot Raceway. General admission is $27. Well, according here, it's $27 with a $3 service fee. Obviously, if you buy it online, kids 12 and under are free. Pit passes are $35, and if you buy it online with fees, it's $38.38. And the classes are Bandits, Badger Midgets, 360 winged, and winged crate sprints. How do you feel about the winged crate sprints racing while the 360s are there, or should they give the wing 604s off so that they could potentially run with the MSA 360s?
I'm in the middle on it.
Me too.
I think we wouldn't do it. But I think if it was a possibility, there would be a lot of people that would do it. I think if you're going to run them on the same night, let them use the same car in both races.
Yeah.
Like if a guy wants to, do all the turnaround, buy all the extra fuel, and run his 604 car with 360s, let him. But obviously they don't allow that. I know we probably wouldn't do that simply because of the situation that we're in points wise, and we can't afford to have something happen.
Yeah.
But honestly,
and then the tire rule too. I forgot that. 360 ARs.
Yep. I forgot about the tires.
Yeah. So never mind. That's not a good idea. Nope. Never mind. Take that back. Take that back. Pits open at 3 p.m. Gates open at 5 p.m. Hot laps at 5:45, and racing starts at 6:45. Again, that's Saturday, 8/23/2025. And then the American Sprint Car Tour will be at Spoon River Saturday, which I'm really looking forward to. The High Banks, I've only heard about it. Cannot wait. That's also Saturday. Starts a little bit earlier. Pits open at noon. and action starts at like 5 with racing starting at 6. So it's going to be pretty good. So I cannot wait for that. Real quickly, what happened? Well, like we talked about a lot, and it's really hard to try to remember where everyone finished, especially with Murtis and Baker and Potter and just all the street stocks and all that. So your top 5, or let's start with heat races like I normally do. Don't know what I'm doing. I'm just like looking out of the corner of my eye, making sure like I don't drop right now. That would suck. So it throws me off a little bit. So your Wing 604 fast time went to Ethan Steer, which is pretty good. It's not his first. He beat Dad in hot laps. Your heat race winners were Jordan Paulson and CJ Malik. And then your top 5 were CJ Malik, Blake Kreuser, Brian Christan, Ian Steer, and Nathan Crane. And your hard charger was Brian Christan +5. I've been wanting to do hard chargers per night, but I always forget, so I'm remembering now. Bandit heat race winners were Craig Kreuser and David McKellips. And your top 5 in the Bandits was Craig Kreuser, Kerry Wilms, Austin Orth, Jessica McKellips, and Jennifer Rooney. Go Girl Power. 3 of the top 5 drivers were women.
Don't ever say that ever again.
Girl Power or women? Your hard chargers were Craig Kreuser +9 with the feature win, and also Ben Frank coming up from 16th to 7th with a +9. And then your heat race winners in the modifieds was Joe Huenfeld and Mike Wittenberg. Top 5 was Spencer Dirks, Joe Siegert Sr., Steve Mueller, Austin Stam, and Chris Carlson, which when I found out Chris was in a 37 car, that's all. I'm like all in on Chris Carlson. But your hard charger was the man from Davenport, Iowa, Spencer Dirks with +9. And then the heat race of all heat races in street stocks, Tim Kalenka wins heat 3, Josh Gehrig wins heat 2, and Cody Potter wins heat 1. And then your top 5 in the street stocks were Cody Potter, Rob Olson, Mark Baker, Josh Gehrig, and Brandon Murtis. And out of the top 5, +9 to win is like, wow. But no, Mark Baker +15 and Brandon Murtis in 5th with a +10. And of course, your top 3 in points, Mark Baker, Josh Gehrig, and Brandon Murtis, all finished right behind each other. So street stock championship night is going to be a barn burner.
Mm-hmm.
Reviewing, Michael, this is the part. I don't want to talk about this part, but I have to.
We can skip it.
Yeah, we can just go on to next week's bets. No problem. Right, Beth? I don't think she knows.
No, I think we should.
Fine. Okay. Reviewing our bets for the street stocks on Wednesday night.
Oh,
I
just mention one thing. I didn't just win and like bets for the podcast. My race pass. I checked the results for, like the fantasy. I beat Michael on that too. So,
wait, you beat me?
Yeah.
I was in first during the Bandit feature.
I was in
overall.
First. I have screenshots. I took screenshots.
Oh my goodness. Cash the receipt, Beth. Cash the receipt.
I will. See? First.
Oh wow.
First.
Unbelievable.
Second.
No, that's a tie. Don't they both say 593?
Yeah, but it still put me ahead of you.
So you tied. You didn't win. You tied.
I won. It put me ahead.
You know what? I learned this from the IRA Wisconsin Wingless. You guys can be co-winners.
I'm gonna go ahead and say that she looked at my picks and just copied me.
No.
She knows.
Why would I ever do that?
Well, this is great. I'm glad you flaunted this because now I feel even better about what I was telling Michael before you got on about like, hey, if Beth is at like 5 and we're still at 4, I'm taking away her double point night, and she can just get one
No,
point
you're
for that, and then we're going to be tied again. Since you're waving in our face, I have no shame in that now. But to review our bets from the Street Stocks on Wednesday, I had Josh Gehrig. He finished 4th. Michael had Brandon Murders finishing 5th, and Beth had Mark Baker finishing 3rd. So that gives Beth the win. So congrats. So now we are all tied with 4, with like 4 or 5 nights or 4 or 5 bets remaining. Saturday we were on the lightning sprints, but unfortunately it got rained out. So we are moving our lightning sprint bet to the second night of the Fall Classic, and we'll have a double on that one. So September 13th, we'll have Street Stocks and lightning sprints to end the season. But now for 823, we are making our new bets on the Wing 604s. So since Michael picked a slow poke finishing 5th, he gets to go first.
Momentum always wins, in my opinion. Give me CJ Malik.
I didn't even have to write it down. I already had it. All right. I'm next, and you know what? I'm going to have to look at, because I don't want to forget someone like I did last time. When I had first pick and I did not pick CJ, that was a mistake. You know what? Driver of the night, Blake Kreuser.
I like it.
And Beth, who do you have?
This is. You guys took all my picks.
Look on that.
I'm gonna do Brian Christian.
Oh, BK. Okay, that is not a bad shout. Because guess where those 3 drivers finished last week?
1, 2,
First,
3.
second, and 3rd. So this is going to be good. Also, comment below who you guys would bet for if like us race car drivers, we don't really have money. But if you had money, like us, where would you place your bets? All right. One more ad break. 3, 2, 1, go. One more ad break, and then we will play back and forth. When the shop nights get long after a great result, or even a tough night at the track, or like now during this episode, nothing hits the spot like a cold Sprecher root beer. But it doesn't stop there. Sprecher's lineup goes way beyond the classic. My personal favorite, the Door County Cherry Soda, and the Honeycrisp Apple Soda. And there are still more flavors I haven't even tried yet. Sprecher's Brewery has been crafting award-winning soda and beer since 1985, right here in Glendale, Wisconsin. Stop in for a brewery tour, sample the goods, and experience the local flavor. And don't forget, November 17th, we are in the Sprecher's Tap Room for our 2nd annual Benchies Awards Night. It's the perfect time to check them out. Now that this ad is wrapping up, I've cracked open another Sprecher soda, and I'm ready to talk more racing with you. All right, welcome back to the Bench Racing Podcast. It's back and forth time. Beth wasn't here for this part, so I'm giving Michael the option to play hard mode or God mode.
No.
Which means he gets 0 strikes, but with hard mode, you get 1 strike. And in God mode, he'll give you 2 strikes and he still gets 0 strikes. But he wanted to wait. You get to start a lap ahead, okay?
Or potentially 2 laps ahead.
Yeah, potentially 2 laps ahead. But he wanted to hear what the question was, which is fair enough. All right. Wilmot feature winners from 2020 to current date. There are 63, or actually now like 67 different winners. And we're looking for the top 20, but I'll do 22 because there's some ties down at the bottom that'll mess the numbers up. So the top 22 answers since 2020. So Michael, do you want to play normal mode, which you both get a strike, hard, which Beth gets a strike, you get 0, or God mode, and Beth gets 2 strikes, and you get 0.
And this is across all divisions.
All divisions.
Is this so I can eventually
And maybe it's to make it exciting. and if a driver has ran in 2 different divisions, they're totaled together.
Okay.
I'll play God mode.
Ooh, God mode. All right. So, Beth, that means you get to start first. So the top winner since 2020, the drivers with the most feature wins.
Rossman.
That's one of the ones that I thought you would say. Yep. Clayton Rossman has 6 wins in the wingless. Michael.
I'm going to go with some of the obvious ones first so that she can't get them. Ryan Zielski.
Ryan Zelski has 9. Oh, sorry. Clayton is ranked 16 on the list, and Ryan Zelski with 9s is tied, but he's 6th overall.
Uh-oh.
Beth.
Brian Christian.
That's a strike.
First one.
What the No. There's no way.
Yeah.
No.
Dude, he's won one race this year, one race last year, and then he won like one wingless race.
Wait. For some reason, I thought he won way more last year.
No, and he didn't win a points race last year.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, maybe my timelines are messed up.
Yeah, they are. Wow, Michael, this is looking great for you.
No, stop.
Yeah, I'll take Tiny Horse.
Damn it.
Tiny Horse. Right, yeah. Every time you say Tiny Horse, I look for Tiny Horse, and I write his legal name down. Tiny Horse is a correct answer. Ryan Johnson with 11 feature wins in the Bandits. He is ranked 3rd.
How many did you say Rossman had?
6.
Okay.
I'll give you the bottom end. The bottom end have 5.
Okay.
All right, Beth.
Simons.
Can you give me a first name?
Mike.
Mike is a correct answer. He has 8 feature wins in the modifieds. He is ranked 10th. Michael.
CJ Malik.
CJ Malik.
Wrong.
As of writing this, he had 11, but I had to change that.
Because I got 12.
13.
Ooh.
Yes, 13.
So-
and that is between the Lightning Sprints and the Wing 604s, which actually bumps Ryan Johnson down to 4th and has moved CJ up to 3rd ranked overall. And I made this game in June. And thank you, Derek, from the past, who actually dated the top of the piece of paper, so I knew where to pick up. So I didn't have to redo this list. All right, Beth. I'll give her a hint. One hint. There's a reason why I had to ask which Simons.
Yeah, because
But you have to give me his first name.
Nick Simons.
Okay, there we go. Nick Simons, 10 modified feature wins. He is ranked 5th.
Chris Carlson.
Chris Carlson is numero uno with 14 feature wins in the modifieds. Beth.
Chris Klemko.
All right. You're on your final life.
What? Dude, no. I can't. I think you're lying to me. I could have swore he won.
No. Not who won in the last since
No.
Who's got the most?
Like multiple times. He's won multiple times.
Not more than 5. 5 is the bottom of this list.
No, this is no. He's won more than 5.
I'm not playing a game of 63, 67 people. that'd be a whole episode. But Beth's on her last life.
No.
Right. Michael, I'm like, there's some people still in your wheelhouse, so that's.
All right, I'm gonna go with Mark Heinert.
Mark Heinert is ranked 11th with 7 feature wins in the Lightning Sprints.
I don't want to do this. Josh Garrick. Oh.
Beth.
Josh Garrick.
Josh Gehrig barely makes it in
Oh my god.
with 6. He's one of the drivers. Well, like I said, 5's the bottom, but like he's one of the drivers that barely scrapes in. Josh Gehrig has 6, so I'm going to say he's ranked. Josh Gehrig is ranked, but he's well, let's call that 19. Michael.
Steve Mueller.
Steve Mueller is number 2 on the list. When I wrote, he had 12, but now he has 13 feature wins in the modifieds. Beth.
Let me think.
If you need some hints, I'll give you one hint by giving you a class.
Okay, you're gonna give me like bandits, and then I'm just gonna be fucked.
Well, that's your favorite class. Of course I would. It's your favorite class. Everybody that listens knows you love the bandits.
I mean, it's starting to grow on me, I think.
There you go.
I don't know.
There you go.
I don't like this. Jimmy Sivia. No.
Jimmy Sivia is correct.
Okay.
You guys, yeah, so he's ranked 7th. He has 9 feature wins in the Wisconsin Wingless at Wilmot Raceway. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 left. So about halfway there. Michael.
And you said if they have 6, they count.
If
right?
they have 6, 6 and 5s, they count.
I'm pretty sure Ryan Marshall has 6. It might be 7.
Ryan Marshall is correct with 6. Yeah, so basically like 13th on back to like 19th all have 6. So yeah, that's why I'm like, we'll look for the top 22 in the Wisconsin or in the wingless at Wilmot. Ryan Marshall has 6. Beth, there's still a couple of drivers. There's 2 drivers ranked 8th and 9th that haven't been said yet either.
Yeah, probably not in a class that I pay attention to.
That's true. Uncultured swine. All right.
I don't like this. Joel's. I don't. Can Michael answer for me?
Yeah, after you are eliminated, we'll see if he can clear.
I don't want to do this. No. Wingless people. There's no more wingless people on the board, is there?
Oh, that's what I was actually just looking at. No more wingless.
Damn it. Steve Mueller.
Already said.
Okay, I give up.
No, you got to go out in style.
I'm not going out in style.
Okay, out of this list, there is 3 drivers. Well, 2 drivers were said a lot tonight, and then another one that you should maybe know.
Wait, isn't it Petska?
Nick Petska is the correct answer, not the one I was looking for. 11th on the list with 7 Lightning Sprint feature wins. Michael?
If my memory is correct, Blake Kreuser has 6.
Blake Kreuser is a correct answer with 6 in the street stocks.
Oh no. You said they're mentioned a lot tonight?
The other one wasn't as mentioned as much. I mean, but I don't want. You can ask for an official hint, and I'll give you an official hint.
Oh, we get hints?
No, but I'll give you one hint.
Here, what if I say a collective hint that I'm okay with?
Okay, what would your hint be?
Give us the number of drivers in each class.
Ooh, okay.
Because I think I can clear this board almost.
Oh my god.
Yes. 2. 3 for street stocks. 1. Here's a hint. 1.5 for lightning.
What's 1.5?
That means that the driver has won in 2 different classes. So it's like, so 1.5 for lightning sprint. You know it. You know. I knew I was gonna give it to you. Bandits. 1, 2, 3 for bandits. Yeah. So no more modifieds, and no more wingless.
Okay.
Yeah. No Beth.
For Brandon Murdis is a street stock, right?
Is that your
it's not
final?
correct though. Oh,
yeah. All right, there's your hint, official hint from Michael. I was gonna say, is that your final answer? That
I don't know this stuff. Does the lightning sprint person, do they still race?
yeah, but not in the lightning anymore. And actually, there's 2 of the last name.
oh, that's too much.
I know.
I said I still don't know.
Still don't know.
Wait, what juniors are there? No, shut up!
Not junior. Not as in the same name, just same last name.
The same
Oh, all right, Beth. You're gonna have to die on your sword here.
Ethan Steer. I mean, not Ethan Steer. Iron Steer.
Okay, there you go. Iron Steer has 5. Yes, 5 collectively between the lightning and the wing 604. Michael, let's see.
so
Let's
we're
hear your
just looking
5-second answer to wait 3 minutes for Beth's.
We're looking for 3 street stock and 3 bandit, right?
1, 2.
And 1 lightning. Because I know the lightning.
No.
Yes, and 1 lightning. Yep.
Mike
3 street stocks, 1 lightning, and 3 bandits.
Mike knew the lightning sprint.
Yep. Mike New ranked 13th with, tied 6 with 6 in the lightning sprints. All right, Beth. Before it cuts out again.
Do the people for street stock still race to this day?
One was there Saturday or Wednesday, and the other 2, I'd give you $100,000 if you said them. The other 2, I don't think you know the other 2.
Oh, obviously not. What's that street? No, it's not him. What if
There's no more hints. I gave you so many
I know
hints.
it's not.
You basically wrote down Ion Steer for her.
I know.
No. Junior.
It would make sense why she was going for senior. All right, Beth.
I thought, isn't he good?
They're all good. All these drivers on this list are very good, actually.
Obviously. I don't know.
Okay. No, that's gonna help Michael. I was gonna give you a number of feature wins, but
that's not gonna help me. Like, you gotta think, I'm not Michael. I don't know this stuff.
Yeah, but he's gonna hear it.
Yeah.
I actually want to see if he's gonna run the board.
Yeah, you can have him run the board.
No, you
just throw in. If you want to give up, just throw a name out that you think might
Olsen.
be right. I race Wilmot.
Number 1 on the list.
I've raced Wilmot like 5 times since 2020.
Yeah. Oh man. Okay, so real quickly, we're gonna ask Michael to run the board, but this is a game that came from Jeopardy when you were talking about feature winners and stuff and how many different wins. That's why I'm like, I know this because I did this game. All right, Michael, you have ranked 8, 9, and then the rest are 1, 2, 2 6s and 3 5s.
2 6s and 3 5s.
Yep. And then the other two that's ranked 8th and 9th are tied with 9.
Okay, so 2 of the street stocks are Rob Mull and Cody Potter.
Yep. Those are the two ranked 8th and 9th with 9 each.
Okay, so we are counting guys that have 5.
We are counting guys that have 5 because I didn't.
Okay.
I wasn't sure
Okay.
where I would cut the person off.
So the other street stocks, Cody Erickson.
Cody Erickson, yes. Actually, there's only 1 left. Or no, 3 bandits left. Ranked 15, 17, and 20.
John Cole.
John Cole is ranked 17th with 6.
I have one that I want to throw out. He's won a lot, but I remember he was like, it was better like a long time ago.
And remember, from 2020.
You're right. That's why I'm worried about the one. Okay. I'm gonna throw. I really want to do this so bad. All right, I'm gonna say 3 names. If 2 of them are right, you got to give it to me.
All right.
Scott Ellis, David McKellips, and Jay Orr.
Last 2. Jay Orr with 6 and David McKellips with 5. Ellis is a good shout. He has 4. I do declare. Like, this is how I do it. Like, go through every year and like, yeah. He would have been up here. Or no, I did. Yeah, Dixon. Yeah, Dixon's got 2, which is that was the one that surprised me. Chris Dodd, for as fast as he is, he's only got 3. Ellis has 3. So yeah, that was a fun mode. And Michael went God mode.
I give up.
Well, you know what a good way of giving up is? Making a game for me and Michael to play against each other.
Yeah, we've only been talking about it for 11, 12 weeks now, I believe.
Well, I don't have that many ideas when it comes to games.
Use Chat GPT AI. That's great. Or listen to another podcast like I do and rip their games off. That's how I do this. Oh, man. Okay. All right. Well, that was a very good show. I was like, at the beginning, I was like, this is going to be under an hour, but nope. You know us. We love talking about racing and talking crap. But yeah. So that's it for this episode of the Bench Racing Podcast. Oh, wait, actually, real quick teaser. Like I said, the live show Monday, August 25th, doors open at 6:30, free axe throwing from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. The show recording will be from 7 to 8:15-ish. Put your name in a hat to play against Beth and I in Jeopardy, hosted by our own Michael Olson, which I cannot wait for that. Just bring a lawn chair, and the only thing, it's like I said, it's free. The only thing that you have to pay for is food and beverages if you're hungry or thirsty. We just ask that you do come hungry or thirsty so you can support a great local business in downtown Kenosha. But yeah, it's going to be a barn burner. And the 2 topics, I'm officially going to say it now, the 2 topics are going to be the Bandit and Wingless championships, because the following weekend will be their championships at Wilmot Raceway. And then also drivers who have not won a Wilmot championship who we think can win a championship in the next few years. So we're going to be picking names, and we'll see if we all agree yes or no on those drivers. Probably going to be mixed on most of them, but it's going to be a great time. But yeah, so that's it for this episode of the Bench Racing Podcast. We thank you for spending your time and look forward to talking more racing with you next week at the live audience show at Hold My Beer in downtown Kenosha. Until then, peace out, Girl Scout.
Peace.
Bye-bye.
So when the green flag waves and the stories unfold, we're calling them all the brave and the bold. From dirt slinging chaos to checker flag pride, the bench racing crew is always ride or die. Yeah, the bench racing podcast is the ultimate ride, where the heart of the sport and the fans collide. From the grassroots
All right, welcome back.
Hold on, I have to go to the bathroom really quick.
Okay.
Give me 1
Oh
second.
my god.
Me too. Actually, me too. hey, we've been here since 7, Beth.
Okay, I had a long day.
Okay, we'll be right back. I gotta be right back.
See, Derek had to pee too.
Yeah, it's so stupid. Oh, do you have any animals?
Do I have any? What?
Animals? Cat, dog.
I have a cat.
Okay. Okay. Obviously, I have animals. We thought our dog got ran over by a car last night. It didn't get ran over by a car. $2,000 later in vet bills for a dog that wasn't even ran over by a car.
What made you guys think they got ran over by a car?
Yeah,
Okay.
Beth. What the heck? I can still hear you.
Okay, so I get to drive down the street all the time. Whatnot.
Oh, that's right, because you don't have a freaking driver's license.
So I'm driving down so I get into the front seat of the truck. I'm driving down the street, and we didn't realize the dog was missing out of the car because it's just a little dog. So we get there and we're like, oh my god, we lost Ava. Where is she? So I hop on the 4-wheeler. I go down the street, and our neighbors are there. They're like 4-ways on. I run over. I have my 4-wheeler off like a busy road. The dog's in the gravel, like playing dead. So I'm like, oh my god, they're like, oh my, yeah, she got hit by a car. She's barely holding on. I scoop her up. So they bring her to the vet. She's fine.
She played you guys.
Yeah,
So good.
$1,000.
Not at one point during the vet ride, she's just like, I'm
was.
okay.
That's exactly what's happening.
Oh man.
I'm over there like, oh my god, my dog's gonna die. They're like, she's barely holding on.
I actually thought that it was going to turn into Beth was driving the truck down the road and
I did not hit my dog.
Because you know how
I don't know what I hit, but I hit something.
Yeah, you know how women drivers are. They'll rail a freaking curve and be like, "Oopsie."
Hey! You're not allowed to say the word woman.
Oh,
yeah.
right. Girl power.
Yeah, girl power. There we go. Oh man. Okay, I'm leaving that bit in.
Oh god.
That was good. Okay.